The following program was paid for by Southern American Media.
Fox 30 welcomes you to Meridian's favorite TV personalities and three-time CMA nominees for Broadcast Personality of the Year. Welcome to Mornings with Scotty Ray and Debbie.
And good morning. I'm your friend Scotty Ray along with Odie, 55 outside as we wait for a high of 81 to 82, Odie.
Man, I tell you, it's still feeling pretty good waking up in the morning. It's going to get hot.
It is. I'm going to be a lot better person today because I remembered to fill my coffee mug up before we started this.
Yeah.
Yesterday was a struggle for me.
About 10 seconds before we went live, he looked down and said, I didn't make no coffee.
It's bad when you don't have it. It's a crutch, I think, is the best way to put this.
Well, I used to have this to wake up and go to sleep.
Yeah, to sleep.
Yeah, I could drink a pot throughout the night and then just lay down and go to bed. But now I just drink it during the day when I first wake up, and I'm usually pretty good. Now, if we have a meeting, I'm going to drink some more.
You just can't help but do that.
Can't help it.
We've gotten several requests about this, and we all understand because our hearts go out to our pups. We got somebody missing their dog, and they're terribly upset over the situation, and rightfully so. There, as we pull this up, this is it Tinkerbell that we're looking for?
Tinkerbell.
Tinker. Missing out by Highway 19 South. They're around where the Dollar General is, over by Charlie's there. This pup jumped out the car. Weighs about 1.5. Trixie Bell, there we go. Trixie Bell. $600 is what they're offering. They're devastated. And it started out at $250, and they've raised the reward for this. If you can help find the dog, they sure would appreciate it. And they do become a part of your lives, and we totally understand that. Yeah,
that's, they're not just your dog chained up outside. They live with us. Yeah. They're in the house with us. They are our family.
They are. So if you happen to see that in the southeast area, make a phone call. You can send us an inbox, and we'll let them know if you've seen them anywhere. Yeah. Richard Nelson, how are you today? Glad to see
Chief.
You up.
Yeah, Chief's up and going.
Steve Wunham, how are you? Good morning.
Rick, back at it again. Morning.
A lot of folks up and stirring. Glad to have y'all.
Yeah.
Let's see. As we start today, let me go here. And
that's... It's strange how you turn around and people are still in four-wheelers, and it seems like that's a trend for a little while, and then you get on to...
Let's see here. Here it is.
Side-by-side, side-by-sides, but it seems like this is becoming more...
Common.
Yeah. That's the word, yeah.
Two of these. Now, I've got another one to post today that was stolen from Neshoba County. These two were taken on Highway 45 North, just up where the Dixie Supply is. They're on the right.
Yeah.
Across the road is where this was taken, roughly around midnight-ish, after midnight on Monday. Two of them, a rancher and a foreman. If you happen to see them, call that Crime Stoppers number or the Lauderdale County Sheriff's Department. They would love to hear from you to give somebody a free ride that may have taken these.
Yeah, we call them three hots and a cot.
Yeah, and if y'all remember, this is how good they are at what they do. A friend of mine had his four-wheeler inside my shop for, I don't know, it was months, and I was going to help him fix something, and I rolled it out one night. Got up the next morning, it was gone, and I thought he come picked it up, and I called him, and he goes, So we called the Sheriff's Department, we posted it, and within, I think, 2 hours of posting it, somebody saw it and bought it, and they called the Sheriff's Department and said,
"Hey, I got this."
Yeah, and somebody went to jail.
Whoops.
That's how it works.
Hey, and it takes y'all to make this happen.
Yeah.
And we appreciate everything that y'all do to help everybody in our community, and appreciate y'all coming and joining your mornings with us. That's awesome.
Yeah, and we always ask when we get something like this, have you reported it to the Sheriff's Department, the city, wherever it is. We always want to know that it's there so we can give the numbers of that department to contact if somebody were to see that. So that's what we do there. Now, the next thing that I want to go ahead and address, I want to address this first thing out of the box. I want to handle this because I've been doing this roughly about 3 years now, Odie. Somewhere along in there.
Yeah.
And people do get in trouble from time to time. And I have often gotten chewed out, yelled at because their cousin or their baby who got in trouble, well, I just don't understand. Well, are they in jail? is my number one. Oh, yeah, wait a minute. I got a picture from the sheriff's department. They are in jail. They done the crime, so you've got to do the time. And then the next thing that people go, well, if that was your family member, you wouldn't tell it, you wouldn't do it. And I always reply the same thing. I absolutely would. So this morning we go to that department as I have kinfolks that is in jail. Let's just go right ahead and show what's going on. This is my brother. He's been arrested. He is in the Kemper County Jail as of now. He was arrested for speeding, possession of a controlled substance last night. He is where he needs to be for breaking the law. Countless calls have gone unanswered from me. You know why? I'm not going to answer them. As this was going on, and I'll just explain this. My mother, who is, bless her heart, gotten up in age, she's had a stroke, and she doesn't necessarily know who she is every day. I built her a small apartment next to me, and as this was going on, the arrest was being made. It was three of us trying to get her from her chair to the restroom to get her into bed as this was going on. Drugs are awful. 100%. I have 0% tolerance of any drug whatsoever. And so when people bring up recreational drugs, I am 159% against it. Why? It leads to bad things. It gets my blood boiling. People who have never lived with somebody who has issues with this does not understand it. There is no recreation. I don't drink. I don't do drugs, and I don't talk back to old folks, as that old saying. You just don't do those. And I get very emotional over stuff like that. I have zero. I have no tolerance. I will not bail you out. I will not help you. And that's just the way it is. And that's with anybody. There's a large problem of this in America. You have to respect your parents. You have to take care of your parents when they get older. And that's my stance on this. And so when somebody brings up they want this recreational thing to happen, I'm against it. And I will never back you or anything that you support when it deals with this.
But, you know, it's hard. It's hard to deal with. And sometimes, you know, you and I have spoke about this, and you said he needs help.
Oh, yeah.
And how am I going to get him help? And then this morning was now he's at a place where he can get help. And you recognize that, and you're not running down there to defend everything that he's done, and you're not trying to get him out because you know this is where he needs to be to make his life better. And wouldn't it be nice if everybody experienced that? Well, my family member's in there. Maybe this is where he needs to get help. I'm telling you, this guy's sitting here saying he's never done anything. This guy can't say that. I had my drinking problem, and I still have me a beer or two every now and then.
And the thing about drinking that I've always, and why I just don't do it, is I've seen what it does to others. Some people can handle it, and it's no problem. But I have also seen through the many generations, if you look back at your family tree, in my family of people that can't handle it. And when you see that, you should take note of that. And that's why I always talk about history. History repeats itself. If you see that in your family, there's an issue with it, don't do it. And I say this to parents out there. If you've got a child that constantly gets in trouble and you go, well, it's not their fault. Oh, they couldn't. You're setting them up to fail. Make them be responsible for what they do.
And it took me a while to realize that. I knew I had a problem, but I really didn't care too much. And then all of a sudden it was, hey, something's got to change. And we've got to start that change now. And that was probably 25 years ago.
The last time I had a drink, I'll never forget it. You ever made a promise to God? I did.
Yeah.
I was in college, and somebody taught me into some game of you're supposed to turn up a bottle and get bubbles. Yeah, I wasn't too good at that, and my head began to hurt, and I said, "Dear Jesus, Lord, baby Jesus, if you'll make this go away, I will never in my life touch this again." And I have not. That was it. No way, no how am I going near it. Me and him made a little bond there that night, and he made it go away, and I ain't touching it.
And you learned real quick. So wait just a minute. Yeah.
But there's some folks that can have an occasional drink and it doesn't bother them. Some people, when they drink, they become mean. And that's the type of people who don't need it. But As always, I try to be very accurate of what we do and tell the good, the bad, and the ugly. And I can't report other things if I don't report this. So now that we've got that out of the way, we'll move on to bigger and better stories and put a smile back on everybody's face, won't we?
It's hump day. Here we go.
Are you looking for a trustworthy place to buy your next car or truck? Visit my friends at Massey Supermart Auto Sales. They've been doing business since 1955. There's a reason they've been in business for so long. They have fair prices, superior service, and repeat customers. For your next quality pre-owned vehicle, it's Massey Supermart Auto Sales. Taking care of your car needs at 1023 Highway 39 North.
Profit dealer, Massey Supermart.
Nothing adds more value to your home than well-manicured landscaping. Distinctive Borders can transform the look of your residential or commercial landscaping with continuous decorative concrete curbing. Distinctive Borders adds an attractive, durable, and permanent solution that will add value and prestige to the overall appearance of your home's landscape. Choose from a custom range of colors and patterns at an affordable price. Call them today for your free estimate and design idea. Distinctive Borders, 601-490-3678.
Meridian's favorite barbecue is Squealer's Barbecue, named the barbecue capital for the state of Mississippi. Whether it's barbecue, wings, or burgers, Squealer's simply has the best for a family environment. Every Thursday night, there's live music out on the porch. Takeout orders are welcome, and whether it's your next tailgate or large catering event, your friends at Squealer's are there to help. Drop in for lunch today or a night out on the town. Squealer's Barbecue, the best in fine barbecue.
Hello, my name's Kenneth Graham, and I'm running for coroner of Lauderdale County. For over 50 years, Lauderdale County's been represented by professional and competent coroners. I would like to continue that tradition. Over the next several months, I want to educate the public on what the coroner does and dispel any myths about the coroner job. I can show you that I will be the most professional coroner there is. So please vote for me August the 8th.
Paid for by the Committee for the Election of Kenneth Graham. And welcome back. I'm your friend Scotty Ray. And Odie, who's wearing orange today. I wore my orange one day this week, didn't I?
I can't remember.
Seemed like I did. Maybe it was Monday.
I get them out of the washer and the dryer, and I lay them out, and I go, well, here's today.
I just go down the row of what's hanging. Whatever's next is what I grab. Now, we brought this up, and we want to be straightforward about what happens around the state of Mississippi. When we always report when somebody breaks out of jail, and then depending upon the severity of it, as I talk to different sheriffs and whoever it is, well, what they done? What's the alarm? This one, there was not a lot of alarm put out. 4 people broke out of jail. Most of it had something to do with drugs or maybe theft. It wasn't a huge crime of hurting anyone.
That's not going to be in jail for a long, extended amount of time. You think that they were going to be out in a couple of years anyway.
Here's the post that we made the other night. These guys broke out. And again, I could go back and find the exact charges for each one of these, but this is the one we want to focus on right here. If you happen to see this young man, you need to call police immediately. It is now thought, and we go to our friends that we share stories with out of Jackson, Mississippi, over Dark Horse Press out of Jackson, Mississippi, as the story breaks. Now, there's probably not a single one of us going down the road. You're going down it and see somebody who's had an accident, a wreck. You pull over to help.
A motorcycle.
This happened, and it turned out deadly. As a gentleman pulled over, he saw somebody wreck a motorcycle. Little did he know that motorcycle had just been stolen. The thoughts are by police this morning are, and let me pull up the story here from Dark Horse. As they do this, he was killed helping this. They do believe this man did it. Now, is it 100% tried in court? No. But they do believe he had something to do with or did the murder of this gentleman here. As you look at this, he stopped to give aid. Anthony Watts of Simpson County was killed Monday night, according to Hinds County Coroner. The shooting reported at 7 p.m. on I-55 South near Old Byram Road. This is beyond horrible, Odie.
And that right there just says he's not going to stop. He's not going to just give up. He's already killed a man. He stole his truck. Who knows where that's at? And if he needs to, he will kill again to get another car to make sure that he can get away for another day or two. He's very dangerous.
Yeah, and as you look at this, the original crime wouldn't have hinted at this. It would be just somebody broke out and they're on the run.
Yes.
It tells us in every future time that we tell you that someone has broken out of jail, take it to the absolute highest level of they could hurt me. Always remember that. Don't approach these people, call police. Mm-hmm. Billy's probably bored this morning. If he's not doing anything, I can't count the times Billy's picked up somebody.
Rick said possibly spotted in Leake County this morning.
I've heard that.
So that's coming this way. So look at this guy, get a good visual of what he looks like, and keep your eye out. Like you said, Scotty Ray, do not approach this guy. Call 911 and let them get some officers out there. Because this guy could be very dangerous, and he doesn't care who you are. He'll take what he needs to do to get away. Very dangerous. And then there's 3 more.
Mm-hmm.
We don't think that they've done anything quite like this, but you don't know.
Capable, I think, is the word we're looking for.
Yep.
And as Margie pointed out, this was a preacher. On top of all of this man was a preacher that was killed.
That is terrible.
Yeah, so just the headlines across the state of Mississippi as you're waking up, letting you know what's going on there. The next thing that we wanted to address is this is all out there. You've heard it about the former MPD officer arrested for some form. I don't have the exact write-up of how it happened or the behind the scenes, but some type of a relationship with someone while they were a police officer for the MDOC. It did not happen while they were employed by the Meridian Police Department. We want that to be known.
Yeah.
Melissa Lynn Shackelford was arrested by the Sheriff's Department this week on those charges. As this develops and more becomes, we'll let you know also what happens there as well.
And, you know, some people want to say, well, if she had that type of charges on her, why did Meridian Police Department hire her? If Meridian hired her, they did a background check. She probably didn't have charges on her then.
At that time. So there was nothing on her record. Just because she was being investigated does not mean that she had anything on her record that would indicate to Meridian that, hey, there's something going on here. So Meridian just got a bad apple. Yeah.
They didn't mean to, and they didn't do this purposely. So nothing against Meridian. I'm sure they did what they supposed to do and did a background check, but it was not on there at the time.
Terry wanted to know what type of vehicle the gentleman was driving. It was a 2011 red Dodge truck.
Yeah.
So if you see that, be on the lookout for those. And again, we can't Burgundy. We can't guarantee that they're still in that vehicle, but
4-door truck.
Pay attention out there.
Yeah.
Heartbreak, as you and I were leaving, getting off the air, you started getting text, I started getting text. An incident that happened in Kemper County. And as we go here, now this is an adjusted picture on purpose because I didn't want anyone to say, oh, you showed something you shouldn't have. We pull this up. This is Highway 16, just past where the new ball field is, and the rodeo arena sits on top of the hill, and over to the right was where the old dump used to be in Scuba. This is where the incident happened yesterday. This is an 18-wheeler that is off in the ditch here. It was a head-on collision right here. Right there is the rodeo arena in the background. The wreck happened here. The car is over here to the left. It burned. At first, we thought the person that was in the car may have been in it when it caught fire. It was a young lady who was thrown from the car. She did not, I don't know how to say it other than she was not in there when the car burned. I'll say it that way. I'm trying to put it as politely as we can. Her name was Caitlin Stogner. She was 28 years old from Columbia, Mississippi. No word yet why she was in Scuba, Mississippi, headed east at that time. We have no idea. It is sadness that we have to tell these things. It's just awful there. And again, the truck driver was taken to a hospital as well. Regardless of the condition or whatever, that's got to be a huge shake-up mentally of being involved in something like that.
Yeah, it really is, because they have to deal with that now and continuously going through his head, what could I have done different? What could I have done different? and don't know if there was anything he could have done.
Now, here's a different view of this. I've driven this road so many times. This is the Google view of right where it happened. Right there is where the rodeo arena. It happened right here in the middle of this road. Right here to the right is where the football stadium is in Scuba. Can't miss it. And what a tragedy. This happened right at 8 a.m. yesterday morning. State troopers, the volunteer fire department showed up, along with the Kemper County Sheriff's Department.
What's the sun like?
That's a good point.
In that area, was it just above the tree? And because there's some places in Meridian, Lauderdale County that, boy, you're up here hoping for the best. So I wonder if that had something to do with it.
Yeah, it's still under investigation. We don't know who, what, or why, how the incident happened. We hope to find out more about that. We move to our next pretty common place that things happen, Odie. I'm always
Right
driving
there on
along
8th
going.
Street. Whoops.
Hair Queen. It's a popular place, and quite often we see little fender benders there. So be careful as you're out and about in those areas.
They're busy.
Yeah.
Who would have ever thought you'd have been busy selling fake hair and strip J long?
People love it.
But they're going in and getting it by the handful.
They do. It's a happening place, that and hairspray.
Yeah, and hairspray.
Good morning.
Our local headlines are brought to you by the Rock House Gun and Pawn.
Folks, if your yard is needing grass and you need it quick, talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding. They offer residential and commercial. The great thing about this, it doesn't wash, the water treads, and it holds the soil in place. It's the easiest way to grow grass. That's hydro seeding. You'll get a great-looking lawn without all the dry spots. How many times have you put out seed and it gets washed away, blown away, or even the birds eat it? Talk to our friends at Coates Hydro Seeding, 601-728-1954.
Your local farmer knows a good deal when he sees one. The L-Series Kubota tractor is the #1 selling compact tractor in the USA and offered at Parish Kubota with 0% financing available. Come see why we're more than a tractor store at Parish Tractor.
Scotty Ray and Odie, it is a beautiful morning, and as you said, it's what?
It is hump day.
Enjoy
Man.
yourself there.
And this week, and we tell y'all, fastest hour on TV, fastest week with us.
Yes, it is.
I mean, we just push right on along and chug it, and next thing you know, another bill's in your mailbox.
It just happens every 30 days for some reason. They want more and more.
Your phone bill's ready. I just paid the phone bill.
And
But it's
boy, do
ready
those
again.
things keep climbing, Odie.
Ooh, yeah, but we gotta have them.
Yeah, we do.
It is.
Do
know.
do they even let you buy your phone, or do they force you to do that 2-year pay it each month thing?
I think it's that. I guess you could just buy it outright. I'd just go ahead and say here.
It seemed like the last time that I had to replace mine, they told me I had to do it that way, and I could come back and pay for it later, and then you never think about it again.
And that it may be that. Back in the day, of course, they wasn't this fancy. The only game you had was Snake or Tetris. Please, if you'll come to our company, we'll give you a phone.
Yeah, those days are gone, Odie.
Yeah, now it's like, oh, that phone you want is $1,200.
Seriously, who would have ever thought you would pay $1,200 for a phone to go in your pocket? Who thought that?
There's no way. But we were talking the other day. My first computer at home, I had to take out a loan, and you're like, oh my gosh. And now I got a phone in my pocket that I have to add a payment to the bill every month.
Ooh, have mercy. Pay attention. Highway 19, this always happens as you travel this road a lot. We had another accident, believe it or not, right there. Highway 19 and North Hill Street yesterday. Another one of those good fender benders. People
try and beat those lights sometime, or either pull out of one of these areas.
This is just like the Sheriff's Department. I am so shocked that the all county Sheriff's Department do not go to cow training.
And have lassos with them.
Put them in the car because you need them. Here's a picture of another one there standing right out the road. There's always a cow somewhere that's got loose.
We were talking about this the other day from this weekend.
Yeah.
And Chief Deputy Barry White he texted me and said, "Those are not my cows." I was, well, that's a good thing because you'd have lost half your herd.
Yeah, right there in the middle of the road.
That's half his herd right there.
Ooh, it is. No word yet. This was on Daleville Prismatic Road. Hopefully he's back in there. And as they say to the cows, grass is always greener on the other side. That's what they're after. They see that, boy, it looks good. They just got to go for it.
Well, we've learned from that grass is greener on the other side kind of deal too, hadn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Then we realized maybe it wasn't.
Yeah, don't taste as good as it looked. Collinsville Day is right around the corner. This is going to be on May the 6th. Everybody's getting ready for it. If you hadn't prepared, we do hope you'll come out for this big event. The second annual Collinsville Day. It seems like it's more than 2, but I'll go with that. No, I know it's more than 2.
Yeah, it's definitely more than 2.
That has to be. That's the second.
It's got to be 12.
Yeah, something's wrong there.
Wait a minute. Second annual, is that fire department have anything to do with it?
Yeah. That may be it.
All right, so the second annual fire department, Collinsville Day, or whatever it is, something.
That's right. But they're doing it probably 10, 12 years at least there as it comes back once again.
Yeah.
Lots of booths. It's fun. Come on out.
Check it out.
A lot of politicians will be out and about telling you their opinion. And this is where y'all really need to pay attention to what the politicians are saying, because come August, it will be time to go get behind that little booth. And we don't want you to step in and not know what these guys have to say. Pick your candidate. Find out. Bump into them. Say, what do you think about this?
This is the one that you can do one-on-one with.
Yeah.
You can go and say, hey, can I talk to you? And I promise they'll, well, yes, sir, yes, ma'am. So this is a day you can actually hear them speak, but then go talk to them.
Right. We back it. Another important day is in our future here as we pull it. What day is this, Odie?
Amen. National Day of Prayer coming up May 4th. And, hey, at 12 p.m. there at lunchtime, meet at City Hall about 11:30. And let's pray for us, our family, our friends, our city, our county, our country, our state. We can do this with God, but God isn't coming back until we ask him to come back into our lives.
That's right.
So let's do it.
I got chuckled over Dee Austin. She said you can buy a car cheaper, you can buy a phone these days.
Yeah.
Sugar Daddy classes starting soon. I don't know where they're going to be held at. Did we miss that one?
Where you going to go, Tommy? You going at least for the phone, we get roadside assistance.
There you go. There we go.
Dang. I mean, what a day. It's new day and age. A computer, let's say 25 years ago, 30 years ago, it'd take a 10 by 10 shed to house a fully functioning computer that can do what you need to on it. And now we have it that'll fit in our pocket.
It's amazing. It truly is.
It's amazing with the technology.
Oh, boy. Look at that.
34th year Collinsville Day. Wow.
Now, we also, as we look around the state, have a lot of people that join us from other parts of the state, like Ocean Springs. We have a lot of people that walk there, work there, watch us from there. And as we look at the headline from there this morning, substitute teacher who's been employed there for years upon years, just a regular, has been asked to never come back again. And you go, well, why would that happen?
Ooh, must have done something against the rules.
Yeah, passing along Snapchats, come see me, and they were sexually explicit.
We didn't have teachers did that when I was in school.
Nope. They're not going to have that teacher ever again either. No word yet if charges are going to be filed on that.
Edna.
What's Edna saying?
Barfield said, good morning from UMMC. Her husband, David, this is one I brought up, had a accident with a lawnmower. They're still there. I want to say that yesterday they did a final cleaning on his foot. Hopefully they'll start to close that up and
getting better.
Look at he's really getting better and getting skin graft ready and all. This is going to be a long deal for him. He's going to be missing work. Edna works for the Sheriff's Department. Both of them are very, very active members of Causeyville Fire Department. And now they need your help, and we're asking to, hey, help them. And if you'll call our office, we'll make sure that you've got everything you need to go buy a real a slab of ribs, already cooked, done, and this is raising money for them. 482-9852, Lima office. Call down there. We'll get you on the plate to make sure that you.
Is it a fire department or somewhere selling those?
Yeah, Causeyville Fire Department's going to sell them. I'll have more information and give you a flyer, so you'll have on the page of where to pick these up. I think it's $30 for a slab, already cooked, done.
Well, that's good, and goes to help.
This is going to help them. So,
all right.
I'll get that information to you.
Perfect. 55 right now. A little nip in the air, but don't worry, it'll go away because we're going to be hitting 80 here before long.
It's campaign season. Do yourself a favor and elect Reed Tree Service. Got a tree that scares you each time that it sways in the wind? Elect Reed Tree Service to remove that threat. Have storm winds knocked a tree down in your yard and you want it gone? Elect Reed Tree Service. Professional, experienced, insured. Call Mike 601-416-1233 and elect Reed Tree Service for all of your needs. Tell them Scotty Ray sent you.
The Square Peg Mini Mall, located across from the Neshoba County Co-op in Philadelphia, Mississippi, is a family-owned business that promises to treat you like family. The Square Peg Mini Mall has been operating for over 10 years and boasts over 30 vendors with a rotating inventory to fit that something you're looking for. Inventory is constantly updating, so there's always a chance for a surprise when you step inside. Come visit the Square Peg Mini Mall, located on 335 West Main Street in Philadelphia, Mississippi. Health Now is your locally owned medical equipment store. Every person's need is a little different, and they offer a little bit of everything, from hospital beds, wheelchairs, reclining back wheelchairs, breathing treatments, CPAPs and supplies. They even have walkers, bath products, and oxygen. And the great thing about Health Now is they offer same-day service. They're open Monday to Friday, 8 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. and on call 24/7. Health Now Medical Equipment, where we treat our patients like family.
Hi, I'm Nick Lisi. I am owner of Pinch and Tails Crawfish Shack here in Marion, Mississippi. We are located right across the street from the Subway Sandwich Shop, right next to the Little Griddle. If you're a seafood lover, we have the absolute best seafood in town. We carry crawfish, shrimp, lobster tails, raw oysters, snow crab, corn potato sausage, all the fixins. And for all of your special orders and catering needs, please call 601-934-0598. We're located in downtown Marion.
Well, let's talk about jobs.
Man, I tell you, there's always people out there looking for jobs, and there's always places out there looking for people to come employed.
And respiratory care practitioner is really a good field. Sometimes it's hard to breathe. You need people to help you.
You know, yeah. I mean, I'm sitting over here with these sinuses about to kill me, and my lungs are just feeling like they're full. So
yeah,
you can go to MCC.
Sleep labs, they'll teach you all about this. You get a job doing that. That's an educated thing these days of getting that sleep apnea. And it'll teach you with this. Also, they can help you in emergency care, nursing homes, carry this, hospital, subacute care. It's just so many places that you can get a job when it comes to this. They can tell you more about it out at MCC, and maybe that's not the exact thing that you want to do, but I tell you what, they offer so many different classes. Yeah. Some of them are year OT, some of them are 2 years, and you could be well on to, changing your career and getting something good for you and your family.
That's right. I mean, anything you want to do, go on their website, go to meridiancc.com, pull up the different education areas that they offer, from truck driving, welding, metalwork, nursing, anything that you want to do, you can learn right here in Meridian at Meridian Community College.
484-8752 is the number to call, and, they'll fill in the rest of those blanks there for me and Odie there that sometimes we don't always get. So see them today. They'll tell you more about it and let you know exactly what you need. Well, let's see here. Let's get started on what happened on today.
Ooh, we got an interesting year.
Yeah, this was the year 1865. He wouldn't make it very far for very long, and it would be cornered into a barn.
Right.
It happened.
If he wouldn't hurt his leg when he jumped off the top of
he'd have probably made it a little bit farther.
He might have made it a little bit farther.
But boy, they had full-fledged everybody in the U.S. of A hunting this fella.
Yeah.
John Wilkes
Booth.
Get
him now.
And he went down in the barn, if I remember. He didn't come out alive. He's one of those that, to the end.
Somebody's got it out there. So what is $50,000 then
Compared to now?
Compared to now. I wonder what that would be. So we've got some of the best listeners in the world, and somebody will help us out right there. Give us what that would be in today's money.
You know, we ran into your friend Greg yesterday, and he was telling us just how much he loved the Carol Burnett show, where he almost sets his show by to catch those reruns these days.
He does. He even records the recordings.
1933, Carol Burnett was born, and by far, Harvey Korman had to be one of the best that was on there with Mr. Tudball and many others.
Yeah. What was her name? Miss
Wiggins. Mr. Wiggins.
Miss Wiggins, would you come in here?
That was good stuff.
Wiggins.
And
who could make that?
Who could forget Scarlett walking around with the curtain rods? That was probably the most memorable scene that you take away from that show.
Yeah, Tim Conway. I mean, when something went wrong, they didn't say, cut, let's do this again.
No.
You just went for it.
The show.
Wasn't, because there's people out there watching.
And that's what
this was live.
Odie, this is what I was talking about the other day was of these shows today. If you will pay attention and forget what they're talking about and listen to that laughter in the background, it's push button stuff.
It's the same.
It's It's the same one going on, and it's really not funny.
No. But that was true.
The real deal.
Comedy TV.
And again, this next guy, born in 1965, 100 years after that little incident there, and he's not my favorite. I've said this before. I don't find the humor in this guy. Some people love him to death. Kevin James, born today, Mr. Mall Cop.
He's unique. I'll just put it that way.
I couldn't bring myself to even watch that. I watched about 3 episodes of that UPS show that he was on, the King of
Kings.
Yeah, or something like that. Queens.
King of Queens.
Yeah.
He had a pretty wife.
She did. She was.
Yeah, that's where the 3 episodes come from. Wasn't it?
That was it. And then I found out she was thinks different than me, and then I couldn't watch her anymore.
Yeah, like, never mind.
1970, a beautiful woman was born.
Wow.
Probably one of the prettiest that we've ever had in the White House, as we see that Melania. How do you say it?
Melania.
Yeah, that's a tough one.
That one. I don't know, but
Mrs. M.
Yeah, there we go. That is a lady who carried herself perfect.
Yeah.
The entire time, no matter where she was.
No matter what was said.
None. And you didn't see her walking around in no PJs on national TV.
No, and nor did you see her on many magazine covers because they refused to do it because they disliked her husband so much. But that's food for thought.
Like she really needed that dime.
Yeah. 1971. Anybody remember the group Rascal Flatts? Jay DeMarcus was born on this date. Remember that? The guy there on the right there on the album cover there. Their breakthrough song that happened was Praying for Daylight. I'll never forget that. I was in Nashville, and a lady that I knew very well said, I need you to go with me today. And I said, why? She goes, well, Lyric Street's in town, and they've got somebody new, and she goes, I want you to hear them. Right over there with me to see what they're going to do. So I rode over, and it was them, and it was maybe 30 people there, and they performed Praying for Daylight. I'll never forget that. And boy, they turned out good.
Turn around. That's got the Scotty Ray's thumbs up.
Yeah, it did. They were good. 1973, we lost somebody that was some kind of special to, country folks like us. Let me word it.
Yeah, we understood where she was coming from.
But did you know that that's her on the right there also, Odie?
Well, I'm sitting here looking at both of them, and I can see that. But she was a pretty woman.
Yeah. And I almost used one of the color photos, but I had never really looked up what she looked like outside of playing Granny because, she was just Granny.
Yeah. I'll never... When you look at a swimming pool and you've seen something about hillbillies, all you can think about is a concrete pond.
That's it. Out of the cement pond. Run on out there.
Cement pond.
Making soap.
Yeah. So that was Granny, but wow.
1975 on the cover of TV Guide, it was McLeod running through New York City on his horse. It was funny. I liked it, and he always called the bad guy.
Yeah.
1977, I knew this guy's face, but I didn't know his name, and it may not stick with me after this morning, but his name is Tom Welling. Anybody ever watch a TV show called Smallville?
Just, I couldn't get into it.
Yeah, I never watched it.
That's not Superman, I don't reckon. And I guess he had to have had a life that was going through school.
Correct me if I'm wrong, John Snyder played his dad on there. Bo Duke played the dad on there. if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure.
I think that's how that went on.
Well, isn't that something?
Man, there's nothing worse. You save up your pennies. I mean, sometimes it's hard to afford this. Wasn't for this guy.
Yeah, he didn't have a problem.
He went and bought him a Porsche in 1982. Had it a few hours and parked it out front. What happened? Whoops! They stole it.
Well, I mean, he wasn't driving anyway.
Right.
That's what his song said.
No word yet if he was in Jackson, Mississippi when that happened.
No, because it would have been on blocks and the tires off.
I think it was England where that happened there. Oh, have mercy. 1984. You got to call it the way you see it. This guy had this itis of, I think I'm sexy and do you want my body? He really thought he was it and a bag of chips.
Yeah, and he didn't have a chip in the bag or nothing.
1984, the number one song was Yellow Rose of Texas, and Johnny Lee is who we're talking about. Let's run around with no shirt and buy some gold. Why don't you will you dress like this tomorrow, Odie?
Yeah, but not for the show.
That's
all right.
Johnny Lee.
Alligator says $50,000 in 1865 is $923,000 today. Is that all alligator?
$1 million.
$1 million.
Interesting.
Wow. Yeah.
We would lose somebody else that was great, that brought laughter to you. You felt her emotion. You grew up with her, most likely. She was a pioneer, you might say, when it comes to ladies.
Oh, and every single one of y'all out there, all you thinking about now is that cough medicine commercial that she did.
Yeah.
Because that was one of the funniest.
Or maybe it was the grape scene. Or maybe it was the motorhome of her trying to ride in the back and hold on as Desi drove it up the hill.
Yeah, this right here, same thing. This was good, honest, clean, funny TV.
And
wow.
She was the first person that caught on to, wait a minute, this show may air again one day, and she kept the rights to all of her shows.
Yes.
The very first person to ever do that. Y'all would be shocked as to how much money she was making back then. You'd have never known it.
Mm-mm. And then it was not just TV husband. You know, they were married.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
If I were to say, he said, I'll love you till I die. She said, you'll forget in time. Well, it all ended today in 2013 as we lost the great George Jones as he passed away, a legend.
Wow.
In his own right. Man, this guy was what you think of when it comes to country music. He sang it, I'm going to shine on, though the world may never know.
He had it. And the voice wasn't even synthesized.
That's right. It was just plain and spoken. Step right up. Come on in. If you'd like to take the grand tour, that was one of the first that people started noticing George Jones. And if y'all all remember, do you remember Radio's Sweetheart? I think that was the name of it. Are you familiar with that song?
Not right off. If
Where
I
he's
heard it.
Boy, this is a hit hole with a lot of people. He was a disc jockey in the song, and I'd have to go back and look it up. And there's a lot of people that are going to know this before we even go there. He's a disc jockey. He gets married. Newlyweds, and he can't wait to get home, so he comes in early, records his whole show to go home to see his wife.
Well, did he see something?
Rump row. Somebody else was over at the crib.
What you doing home so early?
And it was all over that radio romance. And I can't remember the name of the song. I'll have to go back and look that up, but he busted her.
Well, if you're going to play, you're going to get found out. What Charlene say? She loves the Vita. Yeah, it's the name of that.
The cough medicine.
Cough medicine. Vita. Benjamin. Yeah, whatever it is.
In 18, this guy would be found guilty. He'd be turned loose not long after that, but he was found guilty on this date. Back in 18, Bill Cosby.
Did they turn him loose?
Oh, yeah, he's free.
Okay.
100%. Judge, it was a technicality, if you'll go back. I'd love to spit some beech nut in that dude's eye.
Ooh.
If you'll remember that line from that. Well, it was actually the Mary Carter paint store. Judge got you off on a technicality.
Yeah.
That's strong stuff.
Just something.
7:44 as we begin this hump day for you. We'll be right back.
Bring on the amazing colors of spring. It's the perfect time to spend in the yard. Al's Garden and Gift voted the best place to shop for beautiful bedding and vegetable plants, shrubs, hanging baskets, succulents, roses, and ferns in the state. Full line of mulches, soils, sod, and longleaf pine straw available for freshening up flower beds. There's always unique gifts, candles, pottery, and new shipment of delicious gourmet sauces, spices, rubs, jellies, and jams too. Bloom with happiness. Come visit the expanded nursery today at Al's Garden and Gift.
J&J Tire and Muffler, located at 3420 8th Street, invites you by. And if you need a front-end alignment, make sure to try their new state-of-the-art alignment machine. No matter the size of your truck and car, J&J can align it. J&J also has touch-free mounting, laser wheel balancing, and as always, they provide preventive maintenance, including CV axles, shocks, struts, brakes. And they even do work on motorcycles. With the largest selection of new and used tires, along with exhaust systems. Locally owned and operated since 1978 in Meridian.
Patrick Allen Companies services and repairs all brands of overhead doors, residential and commercial. Our service technicians are factory trained and have over 125 years of combined experiences. At Patrick Allen Companies, we are not interested in being the biggest, just the best. We are just 4 miles south of Meridian on Highway 145. Patrick Allen Companies, safety, service, and satisfaction.
For something as vital as your eyes, you should have your lenses and contacts made with the utmost care and precision. And that's what Grayson Optical does on 24th Avenue. Since 1996, Grayson Optical's mission has been to provide Meridian and surrounding areas with quality eye care products. That's why we're locally owned and operated. And don't forget, custom-made sunglasses like Costa for your eyes only. When you need to see clearly, Grayson Optical. 2021 24th Avenue, Meridian. 601-693-6374.
Well, as we talk about things that make your place look better, it'd be plants. It always adds life. It adds a breath of fresh air. And the Farm Supply has got plenty to choose from. If you haven't been to the garden center lately, drop in. And if you're working on that and you need garden hoses, anything that would make it better, maybe even some seed gloves, pots, all of that, right inside the doors and a great place to sit down and relax at the end of the day. A rocker on your front porch.
Man, isn't that nice? I mean, Amy says we've got to plant, we've got to do this, and this is a one-stop shop. I could go there, get anything I need, whatever it is, from the flowers to the garden rakes to anything I want to work is right here at this one place.
Maybe your mule needs something to eat. Well, they got that also.
Charlene's not hungry.
Sweet feed and a whole lot more. See them at the Farm Supply today, exit 151 off the interstate. We did get an answer to the song that I was blank on, and it was Radio Lover.
Yeah, that's it.
And if you've never heard that, it's worth the listen there.
Yeah.
What do you have to do? See, it does look like I have a weed growing out of my cowboy hat now that you point that out.
Between my troll hair that was back there, now you've got, maybe everybody was focusing on me and didn't look at the.
Yeah, because that was there too. So we've got to talk to our set director that has not been back in like 2 weeks.
Yeah. What did Margot say? She said, when Lucy and Ethel were at the chocolate factory, they couldn't quite get them packed in the box quick enough, so they were sitting there trying to eat all the chocolate.
That was a funny episode.
Yes, it was. Golly, it's 7:47 on a hump day.
Sad news out of Tunica County. That's up in the northwestern part of Mississippi. We had an 84-year-old man fall in a pond or lake, however you want to word this, and drowned. We pass condolences to his family there with something like that happening.
Yeah, that's tough.
Now, I'm not much on flea market searching. Do you do a lot of that?
Yeah, I like other people's junk.
So you go in and you go through and look. I got a nephew that loves it. Mm-hmm. Well, this lady stumbled upon something. She didn't know what she was buying, but she gave $39 for it. Kept it a while and then got to digging around trying to figure out what it was. And it turns out, and they don't know how she got it or how it got there, but it's an ancient Roman actual thing. It's over 2,000 years old. The value is probably unsurpassable.
Way up there, yeah.
But it boils back with most things. It was most likely stolen from a museum many moons ago, and it turns up probably whoever took it passed away, couldn't pass it off, and it was then sold to a yard sale.
Well, show me the police report, and I might give you this bus back. But that's mine.
What's mine is mine.
Yeah, it's 9/10 of the law.
Ownership. There was as we go to the Port Gibson area, which is to the southwest of here, the ruins of Windsor, if you know where I'm talking about, that area there. Yeah. It was a home that caught on fire, and they went and interviewed a lady. Wanted to know if she had anything to do with it.
She said, yeah, I did.
She didn't answer that. She has then since she was found deceased, and they think it might be suicide. So the answers will never be given to that case, as it will be closed with only speculation, most likely, of that.
Wow.
caught somebody over in Madison. You know, everything, all the buildings got a match in Madison County there. He rammed a few police cars. He's going to get, well, some jail time over that. A few of the headlines there across the state. Now, let's get into something, and I'm just curious of what people think on this. As we look, we go back and we remember Bill O'Reilly left Fox News.
Yeah.
Glenn Beck left there. They survived all of that. Now, Tucker Carlson is gone, and also Dan Bongino. Can the network survive another huge superstar walking away?
You know, I there's not many more people that you can continue to put in there that's going to have these views that the majority of the American people have. And we've talked about doing a redneck version of what we think. So that's still not out of the question.
You're right.
Will Fox survive? If they continue to do this, I don't think they will, because these guys are going to go Bill O'Reilly. They've already got their own shows, their own network. If they combined...
Ooh, think about that.
And these guys have got the money. If they combined, Fox couldn't compete. Look at what CNN went through. They were the news.
Yeah.
The first ones that really did 24-hour news. They were the ones who developed this. But as they went completely left, and you had these other news agencies come up, Fox really put a hurting on them, MSNBC. But now Fox is starting to go more towards the left. And I think if you get the guys like Beck, Carlson, when they come up and start their own network, the network's not going to change, because these guys are solid on what they stand for. And you're not going to have a Fox network that slowly moves to the left. You're going to have a conservative network that stays right down the middle.
Now, somebody just brought up Megyn Kelly. Should she be a part of that, or did she burn that bridge when she... But it made her famous and made her a lot of money.
It did, and did she burn a bridge with Fox? Yes. But did she burn a bridge...
With the American people?
With the American people? I don't know. A lot of her trouble came with her and Trump.
Yeah, it was the question of, did you call this woman big? No, only one. Rosie O'Donnell. And it made her a superstar from that moment. So she owes Donald in one thing a lot. But did she cross? I have to say this. She's always got a smile no matter what it is. And she lures you in with her smile because she's good at what she does.
And she's a beautiful woman.
Laura Ingraham is very nice, but she doesn't have the smile that...
No, she's not a people person.
Yeah. And I see the difference in between the news broadcasters.
Yeah, definitely. But no, I think if they was to band together and start their own network, we would... And definitely Megyn Kelly needs to be part of it.
That's the way it's looking there. Everybody's thinking she should be. 7:52, Scotty Ray and Odie. If you're an outdoorsman, Garrett's Outfitters is a place to head to in Meridian. They have a complete line of gloves to keep your hands warm in these cold mornings, toboggans to block that wind, and America's favorite Carhartt, from the rugged overalls to slacks and shirts. Work boots and mud boots as well. Browse around the gun accessories and a complete line of just about any gun. Protect your investment, your guns, with one of the many Browning gun safes they have to choose from. For the outdoorsman in your family, it's Garrett's, 3505 8th Street, Meridian. Summertime has arrived, and Freeman Tractor on Highway 494 has the exact lawnmower for your need. If you've got a big yard with acres and acres to mow, they have a mower for that. No matter the size yard you have, Freeman Tractor has the lawnmower that fits you and your budget. From 48-inch all the way up to 60, or the X-Mark lawnmower. Plenty of these to choose from. Also, they carry a complete line of LS tractors. Come by for a test drive today. Financing available. Drop in today to Freeman Tractor, Highway 494, see coleslaw or buttermilk.
Have you been in an auto accident? Call Will Parker. Get the help you deserve. Call Will Parker. Don't settle for less and know your rights. Call Will Parker. Call or go online at parkerfirm.net. Call your Meridian lawyer, Will Parker.
And don't forget, as you're out and about today, need a little gas haul, see our friends at Maple's One Stop Shop several locations, about 6 of them around here in the Meridian area. Always a candy bar, something at a great price. And don't forget lunch is coming up in a little while there. If you need something good to eat, they've got it in Callsville and at the St. Paul store.
Man, I tell you, it's whatever you want. Gasohol for your car and Gasohol for us. You can get it right there at that one place. They're always nice. They're always friendly. Go by and see them.
Now, this is just a term. I'm going to say it the way I've always heard it. Tree hugger. And that's for somebody that doesn't want a tree cut. Well, I'm not that type of guy. We got to have logging. That's what we get by. But this story here, it looks like something should have been done as we go to this is going to be the Long Beach area in Mississippi. A 200-and-something-year-old tree.
Yeah, just one.
Gotten rid of so they can put a parking lot for a hotel. Oh.
Yeah, I'm with you on that. I'm not a tree hugger,
Me
but
either.
There's some trees that we probably shouldn't mess with.
Yeah, that just seems perfect shade. It had been there. It had seen it all from the Revolutionary War to where we are now and gone.
Yeah. It watched us rise up, and if we continue on and it would have lived, it would have watched us fail.
That's true, Odie. That's a very good point. As
bad as that sounds, because it's going to be here closer.
The truth is the truth on that.
As bad as we want it. Don't want it to happen.
We thought we would include that. As you get on your flights and you go about your business, you never expect to have to turn around and go back. Well, it happened this week as United Flight had to turn around, go back to New York City after they'd been in the air 3 hours after a guy went, well, nuts is, I guess, the word.
We're not going back. We're going to land here, and you can get off and find your own taxi.
But they flew all the way. He got in an argument with a stewardess, and they flew back 3 hours. Why not just go on where you going and land?
Why not just open the back door and throw him out?
Say, here's parachute. We'll meet you.
You going to give him a parachute? I wasn't going to give him that.
Boy, the things that some people do out there, it's kind of scary there. Let's see here. The other story of kidnapping a DoorDash driver there.
Yeah.
It just goes on and on. She was 20 years old. She's horrible.
I'm telling you, jail is not the place. He needs to be tried by us and then tried by his creator very soon after. And we'll help you get there by the express lane.
We're going to talk about mystery cows tomorrow morning. They've had several deaths in Texas, 6 of them weird deaths. We're going to talk about that tomorrow. This comes to the conclusion of the show. Nody, I'll let you tell everybody when we're coming back.
Well, we'll be back in 23 hours for another Fastest Hour on TV. Thank y'all for joining us. We appreciate y'all spending the day with us every morning. God bless and have a great day.
Looking for a high of about 81.
The Scotty Ray Report is brought to you by our following partners.